Okay, so is that travel vlog? My eyes are so red. I haven't slept
We have slept
insufficiently
for 4 hours.
for 4 hours. And here we go to
Okay.
Japan. To Niseko, here we go. Yo, let's go Niseko. Okay, so we're on our way to Japan, and we haven't slept so much, but here we are, a couple of hours. Judy over here has flown directly from Singapore to Hong Kong and slept for 3 hours, and now we're on a flight to Japan. So how do you feel?
I feel great. I feel great.
Rejuvenated?
So I
I feel like this is so stereotypical.
but we're almost there.
Yay!
But wait, not almost. We still have to make a connection.
Yes.
Second half of our journey. Almost there. Hungry.
Hungry and tired.
We're now past the first challenge of getting the car rental. And we're now on our way.
Well, the first challenge is to arrive all the way to Chitose Sapporo.
Okay. So we are not yet at our first challenge.
No, we passed the first challenge.
Okay.
We arrived at Sapporo,
Yes.
and then we got our car.
Yes. Now we have our car and we're going towards the first viewing of this trip, which is we're terribly late. Not very good for first impression or for the Japanese culture, or for our culture anyway. Nico is a very punctual person.
We can also tell them what we learned
Okay,
and how we feel.
what have we learned?
That we would prefer to do local direct flights to Sapporo. It's just too much of a hassle to go all the way to Tokyo and then make it all the way up to Sapporo. And also about the car rental.
Yeah, but honestly, with the flights, when we were booking it, we thought, oh, it's only like what, 3-4 hours difference. We can do this, because the direct flight would have been 5 hours total, and then the connecting flight would have been 8 hours,
Yeah, and almost 9.
almost 9 hours. But yeah, the feeling is different. But we'll try the direct flight next time to see if it's actually better. Who are we kidding? Okay, second thing we learned was that we booked our car rental online. Thought it was an okay deal, but the online system did not allow us to choose the pickup time past 8 o'clock. And because of our flight arrival was going to be at 7:50, we thought there was no way for us to pick it up after that. And that's why we had booked.
It also said the counters would be closed.
Yeah, the counters would be closed, so we couldn't pick it up. So, we couldn't pick it up. So we booked a hotel nearby at the Chitose airport, stayed for the night, and pick it up in the morning. However, what we found out was that we arrived, we just thought to check out the counter anyway to find out where it is. So this morning we could go back with easier access. When we arrived, actually they had the booth was still closed, no one was around, but they had a phone there and with some instruction where you could call, where you could set up your schedule to get checked in with a tablet. And once you send that request in, you wait for about 5 to 15 minutes for someone to come and get you at the airport. then the people will then take you from the airport on their shuttle bus to the car rental place. So while the counter was closed, we were still able to retrieve our car if we wanted to. But because we didn't book it for last night, we booked it for this morning and the hotel was already booked. So we just still stuck to our plan. But the next time.
Yeah, but all of the car rental companies allow you to do the same thing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So it is actually quite convenient.
Yeah.
Just for people who are gonna be traveling at nighttime.
Yes, and actually we didn't arrive that late. We could have still driven the 2 hours and gotten to our hotel at 10 p.m., which would have been fine. We were already tired anyway. Let's just power through. But for the next time we will know, we could still book it. Maybe we could just... How will we book it then? We still can't book it for the time. Oh, no, what we could do is we still book it for 8 o'clock or the latest time possible. And then when we get there, they were like, you can still pick it up tonight if you want, just add such and such amount. So yeah, we could have done that.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. The more you know. Okay. Stay tuned.
Alright guys, so here we are now in Niseko. We're staying in the hotel over here. Wait, hold on, I'm gonna start that again. Okay guys, so hello, welcome back, and here we are in Niseko. Yay! We made it all the way for traveling the past 48 hours. No, just kidding, I think it was like 20 something hours.
It was a long time.
It was a long time, and we made it. It's pretty nice out here today, and we are a little bit more amazed by how beautiful it is. In reality, we hear a lot of like chirping birds, and we get a lot of good smells of nature. So we actually went to see our first location today, which was a house in Makari, and we're gonna have a little positive and negative review of the space.
Right. So honestly, it's the first one, so I don't want to put too much on it. But we did see some weaknesses of this place. There were a lot of garbage left inside the house and in the area, so that is another cost added on top of the selling price, and that's just gonna prolong more on the production because of removing the garbage, and also maybe the house is not gonna be able to build on it as quickly or as smoothly as we thought. It's a very old building that was not registered. The owner just built on it without telling the government because they didn't want to pay any taxes. So there was no there is still no, how do you call it, the planning, the blueprints of the house. So that's gonna be a little bit tricky for us to find that design and then try to do renovation on that. Apart from that, the landscaping of the land is also gonna take a lot. The property was not smooth. There was a lot of trees. We don't want to cut them down, but we also want to do some moving around so that we could have the space for glamping. That would also take some more time and money on top of the property's price. It's not as big as we thought it was gonna be. The house itself, I thought it was a good space. However, the land itself, I felt like if we wanted to put more domes on them, not all of them might have the same view as we would like, and because of the landscaping as well. So that to us were a couple of the things that we saw that could cost us more in time and in money. However, we did see some good stuff.
Yeah. So there are positives. First of all, we have an established structure, which is really important. We can take down most of the outside and renovate it. it's actually a lot cheaper than obviously starting from scratch. Um, Although it is a wooden structure, but it has been there for quite a while, so I think it should be safe enough. Um, there's also an amazing view of the mountain, and all around, really, you can see both mountains. You can see Mount Yote, and you can see Rusutsu, and there's another mountain. We can fill it in later. Anyways, all around, basically, you can see, and there's just kind of farmland at the moment, so that's pretty nice. Especially for our idea to do something more immersed in the nature. Um, yeah, and then budget wise, like the price of it is still high, obviously. Um, right now, the area of Makari is starting to become more developed. Um, so Hirafu was originally the first one that got developed, and now it's probably for the most rich people in the world. Niseko also became really difficult to buy land at a decent price. So Makari is kind of the next town that is coming up, and the prices are high, but this place seems to be decent. We haven't found anything around this amount of space plus a structure, which would cost the price that they're charging. Um, Mostly with any structure on the land, it's either smaller and more expensive. So that's actually pretty good for us to have a start in this industry. Yeah.
Having done this viewing with this agent that we found just online, forgot the company's name, but he is he's very much in the industry, but he only had one listing to show us today, which was this one. Our encounter with him felt a bit, I wouldn't say dishonest, but it didn't feel as genuine. A lot of the conversation went as though he probably raised the price more than what the market is like, really. And a lot of numbers got shifted around throughout our conversations, throwing a lot of factors like, it's an up and coming area, yes, and it's a great view. It's all good, but yeah, a lot of numbers that just didn't seem to match to what our research said. So he didn't feel as genuine, but he is quite experienced. So I think we took away some information from him that we might still do some double checking afterwards. But overall, I thought it was a first viewing.
Mm-hmm.
We did what we could, and it was still nice
to
see him.
Yeah, and then after we met with him, we has also circled around a little bit of the area of Makari. There's other locations as well there, and personally, we feel like ours might stand out. I know everybody feels the same way about their own projects, but they don't seem to put in that much effort to their locations. I don't know if that's because of the budget or what, but they don't seem to be very detailed. So they kind of just look like regular lodges. You just go, you stay there, and that's it. Very minimal. Prices are still quite high, actually. And we also saw a glamping site, which actually the glamping site looked actually quite good, quite okay. And there was loads of people there. Everywhere we were driving by, there was full of people. Even on the airplane, it was full of people. So we're not really concerned about getting business. Yeah, so that was actually quite nice to see because we haven't come in a busy season. We're here at the beginning of the end of June, and it's not really the holiday season yet. So even for summer holidays, it's like July and August. So right now it's still supposed to be quiet, but there's people playing golf. There's everywhere people sitting outside eating. So it looks like it's still alive.
Definitely more locals, so we can see that locals are coming out here to camp. They're doing a lot of nature activities in the rivers and stuff.
Yeah, fishing,
Yeah.
rafting.
Yeah, fishing and rafting. Personally, I thought the drive here was absolutely beautiful. I would love to be here during summer as well. Haven't been here during winter. I cannot say that for myself, but summer has been so nice.
Yeah, but cold as well.
A bit chilly for us because we come from the tropics.
Yeah.
But I mean, today the weather has been nice. You see the mountains, you see trees everywhere. You're surrounded by nature. You're surrounded by clean air. I think that's important. It's super clean. I mean, even just the area is clean. It's just not the air, not just the air. So I think the first impression for me has been comfortable, livable, and very pleasant.
Yeah, so we have a couple more viewings to see the next few days. We will also keep updating on those things. And yeah, for today, we're just gonna go hit the gym, get some food, go to the onsen, and then relax.
Yes. So stay tuned for more.